Formeji YouTube video k lia oper jo tum ny story lik kdhs k oper tai men strong hook lik k do. Hook jandar. Suspenseful our curiosity si barpor hona chaye k mary vauer engage ho jn our video ko ntk deck and the sky was unusually still that evening. A golden hue stretched across the horizon, but something felt wrong. Liam stepped onto the deck of the flying ship, its wood creaking beneath his weight. The wind carried a scent of iron and smoke that made his stomach twist. Below, clouds shifted like restless shadows, hiding the world beneath them. A low hum began to vibrate through the metal beams of the ship. Liam's heart thumped louder with each step he took toward the helm. The ship shuddered unexpectedly, as if protesting his presence. Lightning flickered in the distance, yet the clouds were calm, untouched by storms. His fingers grazed the railing, cold and damp, and a shiver ran through his spine. Suddenly, a shadow darted across the deck, too fast to identify. A chill ran through the air, carrying whispers that seemed to come from nowhere. Liam's breath grew shallow as the humming deepened into a resonant roar. The ship tilted violently, throwing him against the side, and the horizon seemed to twist unnaturally. Through the mist, a glowing figure emerged, hovering above the clouds. Its eyes were hollow, reflecting every fear he had ever felt. The world below disappeared into darkness, leaving only the ship and the figure. The sound of metal groaning filled his ears as the deck began to crack. Liam realized he could not move, trapped in the suspended terror of the flying ship. And then the figure reached out toward him, slowly, deliberately, with a silence that screamed louder than any storm. The figure's hand hovered just inches from his face. A cold wind spiraled around him, carrying fragments of distant screams. He tried to step back, but his legs refused to obey. The deck beneath him groaned and splintered, threatening to give way. Liam's eyes darted around, searching for something solid, something safe, but the shadows twisted in impossible ways. The clouds below churned like boiling water, black and crimson streaked with lightning that came without warning. He could feel the ship swaying violently, yet the air was still, making the movement feel unreal. The glowing figure's eyes bored into him, pulling at memories he had tried to forget. A voice, whispering and metallic, filled his mind, though no sound came from its mouth. Liam, it said, and his name echoed, stretched and distorted, around the deck. His chest tightened, air refusing to fill his lungs properly. The shadows around the mast grew taller, writhing like living things. Every beam of the ship felt alive, contracting and expanding under his hands. The figure raised its hand higher, and the air itself seemed to tear open with anticipation. Liam's thoughts raced. He tried to remember how he had come here, but the memories were scrambled, as if erased. A sudden gust slammed him against the railing again, leaving a deep bruise across his shoulder. Through the mist, he glimpsed other shapes, smaller, indistinct, but moving with unnatural speed. They seemed to mimic his every motion, their outlines twisting in ways that made his stomach churn. The humming intensified, vibrating through his bones, filling his skull with a pressure he could barely endure. He felt as if the air itself was pressing down on him, suffocating him slowly. Every step he tried to take was met with resistance, as though invisible hands pulled him back. The glowing figure stepped closer, and the deck beneath its feet remained unbroken, solid and unmoving. Its hollow eyes reflected not just fear, but something far worse, hunger, endless and consuming. The ship tilted again, almost on its side, and the clouds seemed to rise like mountains around him. He could no longer see the horizon. The world below had vanished into a void of shadow and cold. A sudden, sharp crack ran through the air, the ship's mast splitting from top to bottom. Liam stumbled, gripping the railing with all his strength, but the wood splintered under his hands. He fell to his knees, heart hammering, breath ragged, as the figure loomed over him. Then, the whispers grew louder, a chorus of voices screaming inside his head. Each voice dragged memories from his past, exposing his deepest regrets, his hidden fears. He realized the figure was feeding on his terror, growing stronger with each pulse of fear. Lightning cracked across the void, illuminating faces in the shadows, faces of people he had known, twisted and silent, their eyes hollow. The deck began to tilt at an impossible angle, gravity twisting strangely. Liam tried to stand, but his legs felt like lead, unresponsive and weak. The glowing figure reached toward him again, and the air shimmered around its hand. He could feel the heat of it, cold yet burning like fire at the same time. A sudden noise, like metal tearing, echoed beneath him as the deck began to collapse. Wood splintered and fell into the darkness, swallowed instantly by the void below. Liam's heart raced faster than ever, terror threatening to overtake his senses.